Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. Good week, everybody. I hope everyone is having a good week. I'm having a great week. Today was the greatest day of my life, to be quite frank with you. But before we get there, Jess, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. And other Nick, how you doing?
Good. How's it hanging, brother?
Hey, it's going well, man. Let's do that. Let's do the sponsor first. HockeyWolf.com. HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh,
Beer leaguers just like you and me trying to make the game more affordable. My man Trav up in the Pacific Northwest has got all the stuff you need if you want to save some money on hockey. Whether you need team gear, a team set of warm-ups, that would be pretty cool. I think we should get those for the BLPA. If you need sticks, if you need jerseys, if you need just equipment for yourself, you can go check those guys out. They'll hook you up, and they're good people. They get some BLPA discounts, got some pretty cool gloves. Speaking of cool gloves, I just want to, Nick, I don't think you're going to like these because you're a hockey traditionalist, but I think other people are going to like these, okay? I'm a little crazy when it comes to gloves, Nick. I don't know if you know this, but
brother, so was I. So was I. I mean, I had to. Oh, forget about it. What are you talking about?
All right, wait 1 second.
Oh.
Here we go.
What's the story?
Well, I mean,
are those first off, sorry. Are those Eagle gloves?
That's all I wear. I have 100 and I think this is 107 pairs of Eagle gloves, right? This 106, 107. But here's the
gosh.
Well, finish up HockeyWolf.com. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, so the story with these Eagle gloves, I don't know if there is a story, but I had snakeskin gloves and I just saw snakeskin. I was like, I gotta fucking have them. I've had them for a couple years. I wear them on Sundays. I rarely ever lose when I wear them. I wore them this Sunday, and look at this gold shiny piece. Champion in Omaha. And so I just I saw someone mention a cheetah pair at one point, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta have some cheetah gloves. And so I got the cheetah gloves, and I was like, okay, here's the deal. Like I have these snake gloves and I have these cheetah gloves, but I don't really have any jerseys or anything that match them. So I was just kind of out there, and I was like, I should get a couple more animal prints and then do a Dex theme where it's animals, and then I would be able to have gloves for every single one of them. And so these are them. So I don't know what
if I had a big red button right now, I would just. I mean, those are just ugly as they come, brother. I love you to death, I do, and you know I do. But those, brother, I just say I like.
Well, they're supposed to be conversation starters. They're supposed to be unique. People ask about them. You talk about them.
Okay, I get it. But if you came out, this is how it would roll. If I saw you come out with those on the ice, I would wait. I would wait and wait, and then I would absolutely two-hand you as hard as I could on the top of your laces. And I would have to make you feel some sort of punishment for coming out with those gloves.
Listen, he's the new guy with the visor.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm coming as a friend.
Yeah, no, I get. Listen, I understand. There's consequences for being out there. I mean, Julius Caesar used to wear a toga and he'd fray his arms and his belt. He was out there and he got killed because of it. I get it. Okay. But it's different. I just like to have something different on the ice. I like it to be fun. And with our tournaments, they're fun. If I played competitive hockey, which I never did, I probably would never wear these unless I played for like the Clemson. Like, does Clemson have a University of Hockey team? Because I could wear these for sure for Clemson.
No.
The Clemson Tigers.
The Princeton Tiger. Princeton.
Okay. Here we go.
Princeton Tiger. But they don't. They just wear black.
Oh, well, guess what they should be wearing right here. I think I could do like a cereal theme and have Tony the Tiger on here, but I don't know if there's any zebra cereal. But anyway, so those are my new gloves. One pair, I don't know which pair. Maybe we'll let the people in the chat decide which pair I should take this weekend to Boston.
For Boston,
which ones will get me beat up less, Nick, in Boston?
Don't wear those. I'm telling you, brother, don't wear those at all. Don't. I don't know how else to put it. Stick with standard colors, brother.
Okay. Well, I will wear the snakes in Boston. I've worn them before. Johnny says if those are in Boston, I can't come. So I guess.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, I got to shout
the rest
someone
of the
else.
Boston jerseys in order to say like, hey, take this pair because they'll most likely match.
I can show you another one. I mean, we have only released two. I've got a third one.
Teams, right?
There's 6 teams, but we had some graphic issues. I have another one I can show you right now. A little sneak peek for those.
Ooh, okay.
A very, very historic. We're doing bars around the Boston area, Nick. So we've done like obviously Cheers is one.
Yeah.
So let's not forget. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Bell in Hand Tavern. Bell
Yep.
in
I love
okay.
I love the Bell in Hand. Bell in Hand's great.
Color.
You know where you got to go, and if you guys want it, I'll hook it up. You got to go to the Greatest Bar.
That's where we did our draft party last year.
I wish I was part of it. The owner's a good friend.
Yeah, they're good. The problem is that Nick is that
Jimmy
the
Rooney.
Big East tournaments that weekend, and so it's packed with people watching.
Well,
hockey.
it's also and also this weekend you're nuts too because they have the state tournament this weekend. High school MIA championships are this weekend at the Garden, so it's going to be packed.
Yeah, so we're going to like Bear Moose. We're sticking closer to Everett. Instead of the Greatest Bar, but the Greatest Bar was fun. It's a weird setup because of the way the bar was, but it was still a fun time last year.
Yep.
Okay. Another shout out, just to some people. They're called Absolute Filth Hockey Wax. They got some new hockey wax, and they sent me some samples and said they got some good flavors. They want me to smell them. So we have Cake Eater. We've got Strawberry Slap Shot right there. We got Dragon's Blood, and we got Absolute. This is just North Pine, and what I like about them is like inside. I don't know if you got. Can we see him? There's like a groove. There's a groove right here where you can slide your sticks. So you don't have to do it yourself. So
beautiful.
Well, I'm going to tell you that North Pine, not my favorite. It smells almost like pine, like a pine sol for sure. So if you like pine sol smell, that's it. Cake Eater here. Smells like burnt cake. Okay. Dragon's Blood. Yeah,
I'm curious what this one smells like.
I mean, wax has been around forever, guys.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
No, but we're just talking about the smells.
Yeah, I know. But even the smells, the smell thing is new, though. Like, we only had black wax. Boom.
Oh, right here.
And white.
Strawberry. I would eat this.
That's kind of my problem when I smell that wax.
Sex wax is where it's at. Sex wax has got some good ass smelling wax, that's for sure. But the Absolute Filth, I'm gonna take this Strawberry Slap Shot this weekend. I don't know with either my tigers or zebras. I don't know, but I know the snakes will be there. I want to let you know my wife is right now in the chat.
I was just gonna say, is your wife chirping you right now? I love it.
She is
absolutely chirping you right now.
She don't even know what it takes to win one of these medals at a 6-team tournament. It's hard. It's one. Listen, we've had the new medals for a few tournaments. I've won a bronze and a couple silvers, but I hadn't won the gold, and I took it home in Omaha. And now listen, I really had not much to do. For some reason, I got stuck on defense. I'm not a defenseman. I don't skate well, but I did have 5 apples back there, just throwing it up to the ringer and letting them go giver. I blocked some shots, got in the way of some things, chirped a lot of people, and I played my part, and we rode it all the way to the gold championship. So here I am. And look, Kyle's over here telling me 0 goals, 0 assists. I did have 5 assists.
It's my kind of
here's
style.
the deal, but we have like a non-checking, non-fighting, it's all for fun. But if you come to a tournament and Kyle Thornton's there, I'm going to waive that rule for you. I'm going to let you
appreciate that.
I'm going to let you go ahead and check and fight him.
I think Ficus Kev would like
that too. When's his next tournament?
Pardon?
I think Ficus Kev would like that as well.
Oh yeah, Ficus Kev.
And Kyle, they have a beef.
Yeah, at least I still have fans. Like, still the best, Nick Commish. I don't know who this is, but I love you
That's
already.
True.
Okay, let me tell you why today was the greatest day ever in history.
Nikki, before you get into that, really quick, can I just say one thing, pal? Because I know you got your son and everything.
Yeah.
I just want to say just a quick shout out, real quick. I just had a nephew. My nephew was just born yesterday.
Oh, hell yeah!
My sister just had a brand new baby boy, Cameron. I love him.
Nice.
He's cute. He was just born yesterday. I'm really happy for them. So we've got another, my little nephew's going to be there for me to corrupt. And I can't wait to buy him his first NWA album and get him a pair of hockey skates and really get him going. So
like
I just wanted to throw that out there, Nikki.
How old do you think he'll be before he says, "Fuck the police"?
Oh, I can't wait. He's going to be at least 4 or 5.
No offense to Jess's man. I know he's a police. But
not taking it
from the song.
Yeah. Hey, babe, fuck the police.
There we go.
I love
Defend the blue, baby. Defend the blue or back the blue, whatever the hell they say. All right, here we go. This is not a political show. We do not make political
It is
statements.
not.
This is the only statement that I will make, and it is neither political nor anything in that regards. But I'm just going to read the post directly what I wrote because I wrote it and I think it's fitting. There's one thing in hockey that I think would be better than anything else I could ever do in the sport, and that one thing is something that I will never get to do. That thing would be to share the ice with my old man, my pops. Hockey just wasn't a thing in my family growing up. My dad simply never skated. I didn't start till I was 30. Sports were and will always be a big part of my life. And I have got to share a lot of great sports memories with my dad, just sadly, not any hockey. But today, I made sure that that will never be a regret that Cooper has. So today was Cooper's first time ever on skates, and I couldn't be more stoked.
Hell
And
yes.
listen, even though he skates
Way to go, Coop.
better than me already. He did like my
Naturally.
snakeskin gloves. But here's to what I hope is many more skates with my main man Coop and a future decks where I get to draft him. And I hope everybody in here, everyone in that's watching here, everyone that's in the BLPA, I hope that you get a chance to share your passion with the people you love. I'm blessed almost every weekend to get to share my passion with people in the BLPA, people that I care about greatly. And I'm even more blessed that now I get to share it with my kid. And so Cooper skating, I'm super stoked. So that's why it was the greatest day ever for me. I got to chase around but we just basically, he has a friend, like we bought him skates before, right? And then he got them all on and we were going to go out back and there's a little pond out back. And he said, it's too cold to skate, Dad. And then he just never brought it up again. That was like 2 years ago. And then I guess his friend at kindergarten said that he knew how to skate. And so now Cooper's like, can we go skating so I can learn to skate? And then I was like, yeah, let's get some ice. So I booked some ice and we sent it out to the kindergarten and we had like 5 or 6 kids in his class out there just rolling around the ice. And I'm chasing around, probably way more fun than I have playing in Dex's, to be honest. Just these kids just loving it, getting into trouble.
Wow.
Like they went into the timekeeper's booth, found out there was a microphone and started yelling into that thing. And so it was just kids being kids, man. And
Nikki,
yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, brother, from the other side of that, meaning from Dex's side. My dad never played the game at all. Can barely skate. He was a basketball guy. Honest to God, he still can't barely skate. He was my and is still to this day with my coaching and everything, still my biggest fan. Awesome. He never missed a game. When I scored my first goal in Division I college hockey, I gave him the puck. And I mean, he went above and beyond, and it's still a relationship that I have with him today is hockey. It's something, Nikki, that you and Dex will always have. And even if he doesn't play hockey, and decides down the road not to do it or whatever, you guys still had that moment. And I kind of just a cool story here. My senior year in college, I was captain of Merrimack, the whole thing. And my sister, this is when my sister was really sick, and they moved to Las Vegas my senior year in college. And obviously it was a big deal, right? My senior year, it's Hockey East. My parents, usually about 45 minutes away from my college. So my dad was at every game. And this was hard for him. So what he did is that from Las Vegas to Massachusetts, he bought 38 plane tickets in bulk. He would fly out every weekend. He would leave every Thursday on the red eye, watch me play Friday and Saturday, and then leave Sunday. Now, that's not just home games. If we were playing, say, up at Maine, what he would do is he would fly into Boston. He would come to my campus, pick up my car, drive the car to Maine to watch me play, and then drive it back and then jump on a plane. He did that every single weekend for my senior year. Well, I'm just trying to say what I'm trying to get at, Nikki, is that, memories like that, like you just created today, will never be forgotten by a kid like that. And that's really something awesome, brother. And I'm really happy you had that experience, because that's something that, you'll never forget, because I never forget it. It's a story I tell all the time, because it just showed how much he loves me and I loved him. And it was just one thing that we really always had together. And even to this day, it's something we still, bond over and talk about. And it's not like, it's just an awesome experience, brother. And I'm really happy you got that.
Well, I
Yeah.
love talking about this stuff because and then it lets you share your memories. So that means you're thinking about it. And then when you look, like I made this post in the group and everyone's talking about, playing with their kids and memories that they had with their parents. And, I think that's a really special part of the community, is just being able to share that stuff and keep those stories alive. I don't know who the user is in our
Yeah.
chat that just put, my father passed away in a
Yeah.
hotel room on a figure skating trip for
Sorry
competition.
about that.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously
Yeah.
hard, but one thing to take from that is he was with you. He was with you at
Yeah,
competition,
absolutely.
and that's a really big thing. And then my brother's over here saying sometimes my dad and my brother let me golf with us. I kind of suck. I do suck at golf. They,
I think we
they
all suck at
also
golf.
let me on the family bowling team, and I was so bad at that they kicked me off of that motherfucker. I just was never the bowling type, but yeah,
Yeah.
I love hearing stories like that, and I think it's cool. I didn't really think. I didn't really think that me posting that was just me posting, about my life, because obviously the BLPA is my life. So I thought, oh, I can share this cool life story, and I wasn't even thinking that it would allow people to share all of their
Oh yeah.
memories, right? And I think that's
Yeah.
such a cool thing. And
Well, it's the biggest
Yeah.
respect. I mean,
Mine's a little.
especially as a kid, right? Because that you don't drive, right? You're not a kid when you're a kid. You're not
Exactly.
driving, so it's my dad, driving up to tournaments, going to Montreal, going to Quebec. I mean, driving to games every weekend, and going to 6 a.m. practices and Friday nights at 9 o'clock, and taking me to this team and that team, and letting me do this and letting me do that, and let me go, letting me go to a great private school and paying for that. And, all the work and everything that he did was, a lot of it was to take care of me and my sisters, right? But a lot of it did have to go with hockey. I mean, we sacrificed a lot of Christmas mornings, with me going to a tournament. And it's just something that, again, me and my dad, it's something, I guess we know what it is, guys. It's something that nobody can ever take away from us.
Exactly.
Ever. No matter what.
Yeah, I have
right?
a little bit of a different experience, right? Like I grew up going to the Coyotes. They moved there from Winnipeg when I was 7, I think. So my dad's everyone always asks me, "Oh, where'd you learn to play hockey?" And they're like, "Oh, up north, right?" I'm like, "No, Arizona." And they always give me this funniest look. So when my dad's from upstate New York, he loved hockey. We went to the Coyotes game since I was young. But my parents would never let me play hockey. So they said, well, I know it's too dangerous of a sport and it's too expensive. When you become an adult and you have your own health insurance and you can pay for it yourself, have at it. Do whatever you want.
Oh, just
Nope. And apparently my camera is going to go
no.
down. Can you guys still hear me?
We can still hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll see if my camera decides to come back up.
oh,
Well, anyhow.
this low rate budget podcast. Hey, you know what though? About with
But my parents here, you're just going to get my internal computer camera for the time being. But when I started playing hockey, I was 24. I told my mom before I told my dad, and she was so excited. She's like, okay, we'll just be careful. When I told my dad, I remember distinctly the first words out of his mouth was, I think you're making a huge mistake. And I was like, why? He's like, well, I just don't want to see you get hurt. So he was really upset about it. But I'm telling you, the first game that he came to, I've never seen him smile more in his life. He could, and even to this day, like, so my parents live across the country, right? But whenever they come to visit me, they want to come to all my games. I'm like, hey, I've got a 10:45 p.m. game on a Sunday night. And they're like, no, we still want to come. We still want to watch you. So what's funny is that his first reaction was like, oh, hell no. But now it's like they just want to see me play whenever they can. So it's funny to have like those different perspectives. And it's almost like it's just really special to me now when they come to the games, because to go from like, oh, we didn't want you to do this as a kid, but now they see it as an adult that I love it so much. They love to hear that I'm traveling. Like I'm going to text them on Friday morning and be like, I'm on my way to Boston. They're going to be like, why? I'll be like, hockey. And they're just going to be so excited for me.
I know
but it's like, I love that you guys have that with your
like
kids.
my mom always said, well, when you gotta stop playing, you're gonna hurt yourself, you're getting old. And I said, well, I think here's the deal. I think once I stop playing, I will get old, and she thinks I'm gonna hurt myself, and I just keep playing. But the one thing about dads and sports, I remember I used to think it was so cool that my dad, like after ball games, they'd take us to this restaurant. It was called San Marcos, and a buddy, a kid on the team, his dad owned the Mexican restaurant. And I used to think, oh, they're just doing it to hang out with all of us. But as I get older, I realize really the dads just wanted to drink a lot of beer after after our games, and they just get loaded and get us home. But
I got a story for that too, Nikki. If you want to get into that,
hell yeah,
That'll be me as a hockey parent.
I've got an unbelievable story with my dad drinking beer and a hockey, and it's amazing.
It's that. Tell it, because I'm telling you,
all right. So I have this group of friends from the North End. All right, and they're the hardcore Italian guys, right? Like I've talked about before, and one of them, he's like my older brother. His name's Vince the Nicholas, and I love him to death. And he's like an older brother to me. And he used to come up to all my games, and it'd be the rest of my crew. It'd be, a guy named Vince, Derek, Vince, Derek, Dominic, and I think it was, who else was there? I think it was Joey, I think. Anyways, so I went on their way up. It was a home game. So on their way up, I'm like, Dad, do me a favor. It's Saturday night. The place is packed. I'm like, Dad, do me a favor. Can you pick me up a 30 rack, for after the game, right? So, yeah, sure, whatever. So I after the game, I come out and I see my father, like he's just beside himself. Vince can't stop laughing. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? So what happened was, I guess, during the game, Vince was like, oh, I really could use a beer. My father's like, well, I bought Nick a 30 rack. He's like, okay, let's go turn it into a 15 rack, right? So they go into my father's car and they're having a couple beers, right? But unbeknownst to them, because they're talking and bullshit, and they're throwing the empties out the window in the parking lot of the game. Okay. So next thing they know is security pulls up. Right. And it's sure. like they're ready to arrest my father and them and stuff like that. And my father all of a sudden, because now he's thinking my son's captain of the hockey team. Holy shit, I'm going to get him in trouble. This whole thing, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Vince and those guys, they're just breaking the guy's balls, right, too. They're not helping the situation, calling them this and that and, messing with them. So what happened was my father, who's basically in tears with the guy, tells him who he is, and they finally let him go. And they just let him get off. Now, the thing of it is that Vince always tells a story because it's the only time that they'll ever say that Nick ever got them off of a situation like that. So it's always a ball-breaking situation like that. The other one, too, is that so when we were younger, I'm on the bench, and all of a sudden, I look to my right, the whole team looks to my right, and we see one of the fathers going ass over tea kettle down the stands. Just
too many wobbly pop.
Yeah, my father had a couple of drinks with a couple of guys, and this guy kept on yelling my name, like, Camerata, do this, Camerata, do that. And my father told him, listen, you can yell at my kid all you want, just don't say his name. He said my name, and my father dope slapped him, and he asked over tea kettle all the way down the stand. So there's a couple others of him having a good time at the games and stuff. And I think he enjoyed it more in those tournaments than I did. Hanging with the parents, drinking beers and stuff like that. And they always had a blast.
Yeah.
Hey, I asked you about my gloves earlier and what your thoughts on them as a player. I got one more question along the lines. Have you ever been in a situation where a person has named themselves the captain of the team? Is that a situation that would ever happen in your world? Where he just said, I'm the captain.
I've had people try to do that. I mean, I've never had a situation where it's worked out.
What kind of loser would you have to be to make yourself a hoodie of your team or whatever and put a Captain C on this hoodie and wear around?
That's the worst thing you could ever do.
It is. Loser.
Really?
If you create a hoodie and you put a C on it and you're not the captain, and even if you were the captain, especially on the hoodie.
Yeah, on the hoodie, for crying out loud.
You're getting two-handed. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm taking out your.
It's a little much.
If I'm on the other team and I see that, even if the kid is the captain, I'm popping him in the teeth.
Yeah.
If I see an asshole walk in with a C on a hoodie, forget about it. You need to go somewhere else.
Yep.
This is the wrong sport for you.
Kid, 20-year-old, 60-year-old man, whatever.
So where does this question come from? Like, was there a team that didn't have a captain and somebody was just like, I want to
just
do
saw-
it? Was it like a mutiny where it was like, fuck you, captain? I want to be the
I
captain.
just
Like,
saw some pictures of some people with hoodies and they had C's on them. And I
oh,
just
That's
wondered, like,
ridiculous.
how,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
That's
Unless it's like
absolutely
drinking
ridiculous.
team captain, like,
yeah,
okay.
no,
But
I think it's just,
yeah.
I just wondered.
Even as little kids, they don't do that.
This guy
Like
would-
if the kid is a captain, they don't put, they'll put their kid's name and his number on like the sleeve right here. They might put captain on the sleeve if he really is the captain that's been voted by his peers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
basically, if you see
Yeah.
someone with a hoodie with a C on it, it's basically tell me you're not a hockey guy without telling me you're not a hockey guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just hypothetical. Just hypothetical question there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when we're
What about changing the C
facing
to a
off,
K because your last name
and
starts
where
with a
we're
K?
facing off, guys, I'm taking my stick and I'm lining up against you and I'm just driving it right up the bottom, right up the back of your hockey shaft, and I'm gonna break your index finger.
What like do you think that beer leaguers at all should have captains C's or A's on their jersey? Yeah, I mean, listen, no.
It can help with refs.
The only time I will agree with a beer league program having a C is that if it's a player that's older, not saying old, that's older and has been with that team for a long time, and I'm talking 15 years and have put in that time, and he's in his late 50s, early 60s. Other than that, there should never be a captain on the beer league aspect. The fact that you guys have either voted for a captain, because the point of a captain is to talk to referees. If you're breaking referees' balls constantly in a beer league, you're in the wrong sport, brother.
How about this? How about running a hockey team for a profit? How do you guys feel about that? I've ran across a few people now in different parts of the country. Okay. That they create a hockey team and they run it as a business.
Well, okay.
What do you guys think about
I do
that?
hockey as a business too, so I think you're probably asking the wrong thing. But okay, listen,
that's different, Nikki. That's different. You run a league, you run an organization. That's different. I think what Jess is referring to is just one specific team that they're putting together that it's for profit. I mean, if that's your job, it's just one team. I mean, and it's just beer league. Like Nikki, you provide a service. I know, but Nikki, you're providing a service, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're providing a service with
like
the draft and the setup.
Like, is this really his own job? Is that what you're saying? Hypothetically speaking, I don't know who you're talking about, but
I've met both men and women who do it.
I don't know who you're speaking about, but I mean, you're saying that is like her full-time job, making that much profit? Okay,
no, so it's not usually no, but it's very interesting. Like I just didn't know people.
There is a lot.
I think
like they'll buy the jerseys, they'll rent the jerseys out.
I think just that
there's a little more.
What I believe is that if there's one person that's taken the helm and gotten like the tournament set up, the jerseys set up and stuff like that, they shouldn't have to pay for like the league.
That's what I was going to say. There's so much stuff that a GM. See, what I don't think a lot of people understand. Like I've seen it both sides because obviously I work in the business. I'm a beer leaguer, but I've also I'm doing tournaments now. But I used to work for one of the largest leagues in Western Canada, and we had over 300 teams in 4 cities. And I've seen the back end and what GMs have to put up with, and it's a lot. I mean, they're the go between the league. They have to find subs. They have to do. And I was a GM myself, so I understand that. And so, do I feel like they should make a profit? I mean, listen, if the team does it, like if someone came up to you and said, hey, you run this team and we're going to pay you $10,000 a year, you're not going to say,
that's different.
I don't think so. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if some people do it and it works and no one's complaining and it's not causing bad blood, then why would you not?
That's a hard question.
But as going into it as I'm going to run this team as a profit, that's an interesting case in the beer league, right? Because I come from a place where they didn't like you to make profit at all. Like even when I started my first league in Oklahoma, I remember I bought all the jerseys because people didn't want to buy jerseys. So I bought all the jerseys for it. And I took them home. I washed them. I kept them up. I replaced them. And so when subs would come, I would charge $15 and they'd say, where's that money going to? I'm like, well, I'm trying to get myself back for the jerseys. Right. And
Mhm.
they didn't like that. They didn't like when I first started. I tried to charge them for the jerseys and the fee, and they didn't like that. And they were like, "Why are you making profit off us playing hockey?" And so I've always been very, I guess, cognizant of that idea. But now, I mean, you're right. Like, I mean, there's not one person that understands how much time, even my wife doesn't understand how much time I put in to do what I do now, because even when she's sleeping, I'm on the phone chatting with
Yeah.
people and that kind of stuff. And um, so yeah, and speaking of running it for a profit, I just want to shout out our merchandise. We've just got a bunch of new merchandise in
Oh, yeah.
beerleagueplayers.com. Go check it out. I got to be able to listen. My kid is now a growing hockey playing boy. He's hungry. He needs more than ramen noodles. So go check out
There you go.
beerleagueplayers.com. We got a bunch of stuff in stock ready to ship. We got even more stuff coming. I literally maxed out my company card today buying new stuff that we're going to have at upcoming tournaments. So go
Very
check out
cool.
that merch. I want to also shout out Big
Nice.
Dad. We chirp him. I'm going to let Nick take a run at him at a couple dexes, but Kyle Thornton is our merch guy, so he's handling all that merch stuff, making sure it gets out to you and all that stuff. So make sure you go check that out. And thanks to everyone that scanned the VIP box. VIP box is really cool, by the way.
Yeah.
You get the new merch, you get tournament discounts, you get other stuff. Sometimes I write you handwritten notes. Sometimes I make my wife write them. You know how it goes. That's what you have a wife for. She fills all the boxes. So shout out to her as well. But nonetheless,
Love it.
um,
Yeah. I just found it fascinating because I'd never
it's an interesting concept. I mean, but
It
yeah,
is.
because people were like,
It
"Oh,
is.
yeah, we
It is
run
a
it
lot of
like."
work, Jess. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, because I helped run a team, but it's like one team, right? Like we got to get the subs. You make sure that everyone's gonna pay on time, or you have to put up your credit card first. You go to the captain's meetings and stuff. But it's like running a team just inside of a general league. I wasn't sure like if I've just happened to come across some rare instances or if this is
I think
going
it's.
on
I think it's.
all
I
over the
mean, I think it
country.
really
It's
depends on,
interesting.
like, again, like I think. I mean, I guess if it's just running a team and it just depends on how serious the league is. I guess depends on how serious, because if it's just like a beer league
Beer league.
that's just for shits and
I
giggles.
think I do know who you're talking about now that I think about it. And he runs, this person runs multiple leagues, multiple teams, right? It's not just one.
I know multiple people that
Okay.
have
Well,
done it.
it's an interesting, I had an idea
Nice.
at one point.
But
I had
yeah.
an idea at one point and I could never get it to get legs, is where we would have an 8-team league and we would run it like the NHL, but not serious where like they're getting paid all this money, but where like you could make trades and you could do all this stuff throughout the thing. And you'd have like one person that like buys in. And so like maybe they pay like $500 and they're like the GM and they got to make all the moves of the thing to make everything happen. And then you have a coach. But then I thought, I don't think the players would have to pay to play, obviously, and they wouldn't buy in for a coach benching old Jim because he just fucking went -3 and threw another one up the middle and got some dude's head knocked off, right? So
Yeah, that'd be me. I'd be benched all
that's
the
You
time. My
guys,
stats
here's
are
a
always
question, not to
terrible.
change the subject, but do you guys ever do like contact? Do you guys ever have contact games or
no, yeah,
contact
I
tournaments?
never.
Ooh, good
I mean,
question.
hockey is a contact sport, but I mean,
We're
yeah, we're
checking,
just
right?
too old. Like I wouldn't even know how to like. I've always thought, it'd be funny if we could get old Dusty Bufflin to come out of retirement and let me go and not in no pads. Like let me pad up in one of those like sumo suits and skate, and then just let him take a fucking run at me so I could see what
Have
that
you
felt
ever
like.
been run, Nikki? Have you ever been run? Like,
Yeah,
have you ever?
have you seen how much my mouth runs? Yeah, I've been run by people that just didn't like me, but not in a like a. I mean, yeah, they were malicious, but they probably weren't people that played their whole lives and could really fucking knock my block off. But I mean, like I played football, and so I took some pretty big hits playing
Mhm.
football.
Yeah.
But hockey would be it's the same reason with fighting. Like I've been able to throw some fist, without skates on, but on skates, it's just no chance at all because I
Speaking of
wouldn't.
that, did you see what's going on with the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League?
No, I started to hear some rumblings, and I went to start reading
Yeah.
some articles on it, and never
So,
got to.
one of the big coaches, you guys know what? First off, Jess, do you know what the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League is?
The Q,
Mm-mm.
baby, let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Let me explain it for our listeners
I'm
that don't know what
making
it is.
Arizonans look bad. My bad.
No, it's okay. No. Because the junior hockey landscape is difficult to understand, anyways. But in Canada, there's 3 major junior hockey leagues, and it's the WHL, the OHL, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Majority of those players are high draft picks and stuff like that. A lot of the NHL comes from there. If you play in one of those leagues, you can't play college hockey because you do get paid to play. Okay.
Oh,
They
okay.
play like a full like 82 game. I think it's like 60 something games. They play they consider it basically pro hockey. All right.
Hmm.
Connor McDavid, that's where Connor Bedard plays right now in the dub. Anyways,
Oh, okay. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And fighting is part of those leagues. Right now, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League is trying to ban fighting, and it's a really big
Hmm.
deal. And one of the guys that's actually leading the ban on fighting in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League is Patrick Waugh. And it's a really big deal because these players, one of the things of college hockey is that you can't fight, you can't, it's not part of the game. And it's a big reason why only maybe out of the top 10 players, you might get one kid from college, right? Because, it's having that adaptability of going from a tough man's league to fighting and stuff like that into the NHL. Well, now the Quebec Junior League wants to ban it, and it's a really, really big deal. And I just wasn't sure if you guys heard anything about it or saw it, because I think it's gonna change the landscape of hockey big time.
Yeah. Is it related to injury, or are they just trying to take that
They're trying to take
part?
fighting out of the game. Yeah, they want
Okay.
fighting out of the game, and it's really upsetting. And like, I do a call every other week with a bunch of guys that are all ex-fighters, like Gilly's on there and stuff like that. And
Shout out to Gillies.
and I talked to him
Big
today,
shout out.
and we talked to him today, and they're beside themselves that's going on, and they hate the fact that this is all happening because it's a big part of the game, and they think it's going to ruin the game. And I absolutely agree with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
sad,
definitely
actually. Yeah. I mean, I've never fought anybody, but
it's gonna change the game for sure. But you look at other sports like NFL, definitely going away from not necessarily no physical play, but just the fact that they're trying to protect the quarterbacks more. They're trying to protect.
I can understand that, but you can't. Here's where the problem is, Nikki, and I don't want you to get mad, or because I know
No,
you're a player.
No,
But
I'm not mad at all.
here's the thing: there is no other sport on this planet where you skate, again, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. You're 220 pounds. You've got a weapon in your hands. You've got blades on your feet, and you're the compact of those, and and doing that. And if we can't have guys policing out there, I think the game's going to get out of control. I actually think more guys are going to get hurt on a constant basis if we take out that aspect.
I mean, I tend to agree with you
yeah.
in that fact. I mean, I'm not a fighting guy because I just can't fight, but I'm not saying that I don't understand the role of fighting and enforcers in the game. I do 100%. That's why I like having them on, because I like hearing their side of things to see kind of what their thoughts are. And obviously that's their job, so they want it. And I think it's a good thing. Okay, but before we get too far, no, it's okay. Just there's people asking questions. I want to get answers. Nick, I'm thinking they're probably talking about you. Are you podcasting from a storage unit? Is what someone asked. I'm not. I'm in my house. I think Nick's also in his house. Yeah, this is houses. Maybe it's Boston. Their houses aren't big.
I think Nikki, I think they're talking to you because all that stuff you got behind you. You see all like the jerseys.
Yeah, I do got a bunch of stuff back there. I do got a bunch of stuff. I do be having lots of stuff. Someone says they love the merch in the VIP box. Lolo says I run 3-ish teams. That shit takes a ton of time and it drives Becky crazy how much time. I 100%. I get it. I'm trying to scroll up here. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Someone just said that when we're talking about decks, because that's the next thing. BLPA is the absolute best tournaments for our community. I obviously agree. I'm a big fan. And then someone was just we did Omaha last weekend, but we also did Tampa Bay in the same weekend, 2 tournaments in one weekend. So shout out to the boys that went down there and knocked that one out without having no old Nikki Commish there. And by the way, I did not give myself the name Nikki Commish. That was bestowed upon me when I started the BLPA. They said I was like Gary Bettman and they just wanted to boo me. So I'm the Commish.
Naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the guy that said he did his bachelorette party down there?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's why I
bachelorette party. Yeah, bachelor party. That's awesome. And his beau learned to skate in order to go down there. That is That's a good friend.
That's why we just did let me just show it on the stream here so people can see it. Basically, it says we just did a bachelor party down in Tampa. Nothing like playing with people you care about the most, and I'll never forget it, including my one groomsman who bought equipment and learned to skate a month ago to participate. And listen, there was also another guy that I'm going to shout out, Bency. Bency played with us in Philly, but his ACL's fucked up now. So Bency was there, but he couldn't play. So we just put him in a draft round as Bency's fucked up ACL. And he got drafted, I think, above all his friends. So he was pretty happy about that.
That's awesome.
But I just want to tell you about Omaha. A couple special people that were there. Mike Fry, who supports the fuck out of everything that we do. He was there, and I think for some reason I think it was his 12th tournament. So we got into double digits, and I didn't do it the first 2 times, but this one he was there. Taylor Frazee, who also made it to double digits, number 10. He'd never won a gold medal. He got the shootout winner in the gold championship to win the gold medal. He also wears cowboy hats everywhere, so shout out to the BLPA Cowboy. As a matter of fact, I bought cowboy hats for everyone at the draft party, so we would feel included. And we thought that was pretty funny and cool. And then also my bud, another Nick, great name, Nick McPherson. He also has double-digit tournaments now too. So we got a lot of people coming. And now I want to talk about. Oh, I guess they were talking about me in my storage unit. No, I'm just in my sports room. But I want to talk about Boston because Nick's from Boston. We got Nikki Boston here. We got Nikki that loves Boston right here. And then we got Jess who will also be in Boston with us.
So excited.
What are you most excited about, Jess, about Boston?
First of all, playing with a bunch of people that sound like Nikki Boston. I'm gonna go pack my cat. But also
where in Harvard
yeah,
Yard, right?
But Harvard like doing the draft party on St. Patrick's Day. It's just going to be a good time.
How many people you think are going to? Okay, let's say we have 80 people in the tournament, right? Let's say that's what we have, but maybe we have a couple less. How many people do you think? What's the over under on the people that'll be too fucked up, hungover to play on Saturday?
Oh, I mean to play because most of us just still
that's
throw
true.
ourselves out there.
How many people do you think are going to puke pre or during the game?
The first game on Saturday?
Yes, the first game. It's a late one. It's 11.
I'm going to say one. I'm going to say 3.
3 total or 3 per team?
3 total. Because I feel like New
80.
Englanders have to. Granted, there's other people coming like me.
I mean, we got a bunch of
really hold their alcohol for St. Patty's Day. Like they've been training.
Is it a lot of out-of-state people coming in, or is it a lot of people from Boston?
I think it's a good mix. I think it's 40-40. I mean, I could pull it up quickly here. I mean, I think that it's a good healthy mix for sure.
Do you know what we're chugging? Are we chugging Guinness at the draft party?
Oh, that would be so thick. Ugh. Hey, are we gonna get Sarah?
That could increase the number of pukers.
Are we gonna get Sarah Siv? I've been tweeting her, trying to get your cousin to come, Nick.
I can talk to her. I'm sure I can talk to her.
Yeah, tell her we need her. Tell her we need her.
You guys got to get Chinese food for the draft party as well too.
We're at Bear Moose, so we have to bring our own food. So maybe we'll just get some takeout noodles.
Dude,
takeout noodles and chugging Guinness.
It's awesome in Boston. Chinese food is awesome in Boston. If you guys don't know what lobster sauce is, you got to go for it.
I'm gonna go lobster rolls at
lobster
Neptune's.
Rolls. No, and clam chowder.
And then I'm gonna go
lobster
find
sauce.
I'm gonna go find Camerata sign and take a picture of it.
You got to do that for me. Do that for me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Jess,
right on Hanover Street, Nikki.
Okay,
I'll text you, but it's right on Hanover Street.
And then,
so we're doing the touristy thing. We're gonna do the hop on, hop off bus.
Oh hell yeah!
On Friday, so then we can hop on because one of the stops is the Cheers bar. So we're gonna find like pubs that are along the stops and make it like a drunken.
Hey, I want to tell you about the one time I got beat up outside a pub in Boston in an alley. Right in the tourist area like Hennessy's, like there's Hennessy's and there's Union Oyster House and there's a little alley right by there, and I was in there getting drunk, having some karaoke. I think I say my name. I remember singing that song, and I remember just being me and running my mouth, and I went outside and got on the phone. I think I said something, and the next thing I know, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me in the pub. And here's the shit part about the whole goddamn thing. As I look up as I'm getting the shit, and it wasn't like I don't think they were trying to kill me. They just wanted to give me a good they probably knew I was going to order zebra gloves later on in my life. And I looked over and my friends are just fucking standing there watching me, getting the shit, laughing their fucking ass off.
That's
Laughing
not
their fucking
good.
ass off. And it was a rough couple days in Boston. As a matter of fact, I did the whole fucking brick tour, Freedom Trail, puked
Yeah.
basically all along the trail, went up to the top of the Green Monster on a tour, fucking puked up there. Drank a
Wow.
bunch of fucking red Gatorade, puke, thought I was bleeding but I remembered, no, I was just drinking red Gatorade. So it was I've had a rough few weekends in Boston. I think last time I went, I just stuck to Yoo-hoo instead of the Boo-hoos. And,
Yeah.
but I think maybe this could be a special weekend, and we're gonna make Jess chug Guinness now because she's asked. She said, "Oh, we're gonna chug Guinness." Of course, we're not fucking chugging it, but
you just do an Irish car bomb. You can get them anywhere.
Listen, we'll do that. We'll do. I can't remember the Irish whiskey that they Tullymore Dew.
Oh.
Tullymore Dew is what got me puking on the Freedom Trail. I went fucking a little insane on that. But
Jess, you know the Union Oyster House is the oldest restaurant in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
George
got
Washington was there.
Yeah, it's got the knockers still at the bar. But you can, if you want to drink, it's annoying. Don't do it. But anyways, as long as you don't run your mouth there, you're fine, and you'll have a good time. Once you start running your mouth, you're getting your teeth kicked in.
I almost got my teeth kicked in by this older lady at the Hurricanes game the other day. We were hanging out with a group of us on our way out, and we were probably like 6 of us, me, the only female, talking to a bunch of my dude friends. She comes up to our group, and she tells me that my language is not appreciated and that I needed to leave. I was saying like the F word, but so was everybody else. Jake was like, "What did you fucking say to her? This is a fucking free country and she's allowed to say whatever she wants." And I'm like, oh my gosh, Bae is about to like fight this old lady, but also fuck her for telling me to not say the word. So this lady and I were.
She was what you call a Karen. Can't love those people.
Hey, speaking of Bae, I just want to let you know that he has said he would love to watch Jess puke from chugging Guinness.
Oh my gosh, he did.
That's why, guys, do you know what an Irish car bomb is?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's got the Guinness, it's got the whole thing. That's what you got to drink there.
Okay, we're doing Irish car bombs, Jess. Let's get on it. So you're gonna puke from chugging those.
I can feel my hangover already.
I know we're at 50 minutes here, but I have 2 videos that I've been wanting to show for a couple weeks, and we just never got to them. So I'm gonna set them up really quick here. I'm sorry if there's a loud noise, but it's probably more for our listeners or for our live viewers. But whatever. Let me set this up really quick here. Let's see what happens.
How is our go?
Okay, that's not gonna be the one. That is the one I want, but wrong thing. Hold on here. It's gonna go. Sorry, we're tech. We really need a producer that just does this shit for us. Would be the best way to do it.
How is our goalie not kicked?
Could you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. Window, media player, share. Now it's not going to do it. You piece of trash. Hold on. Hold on here. Fuck. Why do we have so much? Why do we have so much shit?
How is our?
Okay, here we go. Now I think I got the right one. Here we go. Share screen, window, media player, share. All right, you guys see that?
Yeah.
We go. Okay, here we go.
I've seen this. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I want people's thoughts in the chat here. Here we go.
How is our goalie not kicked out of our league yet?
This guy's an ass.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Love
but
it.
you know what? Before anything, you know what the bad part about that is? The guy that he tripped 3 times, the fact that he doesn't turn around and just swing on him, but it doesn't stop him.
But the thing, if you look at it, the goalie is obviously a more advanced player. Like most of them were beginners; they could barely stand. So like that first one, like I'm telling you, if that would have been me in the first one, I would have just fucking turned around and knocked the fucking piss out of him, been done with it. And even I'm not an advanced player, so these guys had to be way beginners. And Nick, even you can see someone asked in the chat, is that Kyle Thornton? That is some bullshit Kyle would do for sure. So I just want to know people's thoughts on that in the chat. And then we got one more video. This is a lighthearted one. I think we need someone like this in all of our locker rooms. Great. She actually used to be on. Hold on. She used to be on the podcast. To be honest, it's our I want to say late friend because she's not dead, but she's no longer on the podcast. But this is
And
Karen.
Kyle.
And Kyle. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, just load it up before the game. Nice. Putting a beer in beer league.
Massages.
Dude, all I want is
Oh yeah. That's what we need. We need way more of that. Kara is awesome. She's always Kara is a drinker, man. She's always drinking something. So those are 2 videos. I want to start pulling more hockey videos and being able to play them on here because I think they're fun and also cool for the people here. And Lolo, you're right. The ref probably should have called one of those. I would assume. I didn't see any calls going up. I don't know who the Facebook user is that asked if they can ref in Hershey, but it depends. Would you have called any of those infractions on the goalie? And if not, no, you cannot ref. And if you're not any fun, you also cannot ref. But anyway, that's basically it. So that's basically our show for this week. I mean, we were just telling beer league stories. Before we go, I just want to kind of turn it over to Nick. And Nick, who do you got kind of lined up that you want to bring on and get some people?
Yeah, I talked to Yabo again the other day. He's still recovering a little bit.
Okay.
I know I've been saying that for a little bit, but I'm gonna really love having him coming on. Mikey Segroy, I'm going to have come on. He's a great guy as well, too. I've got a couple other guys in the work here. I'm going to try to get Big Earn as well, too, here.
I would love to talk to Big Earn McGrattan. He's a bad.
I'd like to have Johnny Morasti back on again. I talked to him again after our show last week. He'd like to do it again, at a better setup kind of thing.
Okay, perfect.
But, and I'm working on a couple other things, guys. I've got, I've got to go out to Tier 1 Nationals out in San Jose. I'll be out there, guys, and I'll also be out at Tier 2 Nationals in Minnesota for the 18U Triple and Double A. So I'll be out there, and there's a couple of guys out there, that I'll be talking to that are big time guys. Got a couple coaches, college hockey coaches. I think with the NCAA tournament right around the corner here, I'm going to try to get on as well too. Mike Levine over at Northeastern. He's a good buddy as well. He said he'd like to do the show. So it's just about figuring out the time, but we're going to have some pretty good guests coming up here, boys.
Awesome.
I'd like to get some female players as well too. So I'm in the works on that as well.
Okay. I will say, Chris Lewis, you're a VIP member. So you can do basically whatever you want. You can come out and ref for us. That'd be great. And if you want to be a VIP member, you can go to beerleagueplayers.com. That's where you can find all our merch as well. Shout out to HockeyWolf.com. And also shout out to Absolute Filth, who I've been fiddling with their wax containers because I'm fidgety right now because I got to wake up and be at the airport at 4:20 in the morning to go to Boston. So, guys,
that'll be me on Friday.
Yeah. Hey, guys, listen. If you guys need anything up there, I always got a guy. Make sure if you have any problems or whatever, just give me a call. I don't care. Just text me, call me. If you guys need anything falls through connections wise, whatever. Bars, restaurants, I'll handle it and take care of it. I want you guys to have a really good time up there.
Sounds good.
Have any problems? I got people that
Sarah to come hang out and change.
I'll talk to my cousin Sarah. And just guys, one more thing. I just want to shout out one more time to my baby nephew, Cameron.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
Welcome to life. Welcome.
Yep.
And Nick, welcome to your son to the hockey world.
Yeah, welcome.
It's gonna get expensive.
Yeah, that's awesome as well.
Yeah, and everyone else, go follow us every social media channel, the BLPA, even on Pinterest. I don't know what we use it for, but I make sure we pin whatever the fuck we pin out there. And other than that, guys,
Bikestries.
I forgot to upload the podcast last week, and so you're gonna get 2. I'm gonna upload both of them at the same time, so you're gonna have two episodes to download and listen to. Hope you enjoyed tonight. Thanks everyone for joining us in chat. You guys are some badass motherfuckers. Buy some merch like Big Dad said. All right, guys, be good or be